Romanticizing art businesses. It all starts with the wooing part. Just like in the beginning of a relationship, you get to see only the best version of being an artist. It's all about painting and creating what you always wanted to create. It's days in the studio, cozied up in the perfect shot, with an artsy desk and great lighting. Because we all work like that, right? Not really. What you see in many of these videos, mine included, is a snapshot, a little piece of one day or several days. Just like when you're looking at a painting, you see just the perfect moment with beautiful lighting, interesting brush strokes, everything put together. And it makes you think, I want to do that. I can do that. It cannot be this hard. Especially when everything is made to look so cozy and just effortless, just like a French woman wearing makeup or the most amazing hairstyle that she just put together in a pinch. The truth is, most of these videos take a lot of time. They take planning, filming gear, tripods, lights, ring lights, maybe a script, brushing your hair. I always thought you just had to sit at the desk and start filming yourself while you draw. But to be fair, it's so much more than that. Few talk about the fact that it is straight up awkward to film yourself drawing or film yourself in general. It is like suddenly your art teacher is watching over your work. It's kinda intimidating. Then comes the pressure of painting something that is cool and that your audience wants to see. Because, yes, it's not just painting whatever and post it. It can be, but it might not be so successful. Depends on what you're looking for. Then there is marketing. Yes.
An artist needs to do marketing? What? But I just want to paint and have people look at my paints and buy them.
I know, bestie, but it's gonna be a bit difficult. And again, this took so many years to understand that just because I create a beautiful piece doesn't mean it will just get sold out in a second.
But I saw it happening in all those videos of artists opening up art shops and instantly selling their illustrations.
Ah, yes, the art shop launches. You see, the thing is, when an art YouTuber opens up a store, it tends to happen once said artist has a decent amount of following on YouTube or other platforms. And people want those products, so naturally, when the store is open, there are already customers waiting outside. The reality is, yes, you can open up a shop, but driving traffic to it, that's a whole nother story. People don't just stumble on your store, not in the beginning at least. There is SEO that needs to be done, quite aggressively if you ask me, to be able to start ranking on the first page of Google. So see how it's already so much more than just painting?
Well, then how do these YouTubers do it?
It's simple. They just don't show this part of the hustle. Because it is quite boring and it seems pretty hard. No one wants to see someone struggle, right? Also, they might have help. Usually they do, like an accountant. Little advice, if you start a shop, even if you don't invest in anything else, please invest in an accountant. It will save up so much energy, so much time, and it will save you up money. The most important part though, these YouTube people understand that they are in this art business. However, this art business is more than just drawing. It's also a content creation business. And yes, it is sad that most of the times you spend your hours creating reels or editing a video and much less time actually painting or drawing. But hey, Michelangelo didn't enjoy doing murals, and yet he created the most important piece of art in existence. He was a sculptor, and the idea of such a big task, painting the Sistine Chapel, was daunting for him. He even wrote a poem about how daunting the task was for him. To sum this up, in the last couple of years, there has been an increase in YouTube artists and successful small shops. And don't get me wrong, you can learn so much from these YouTube channels. But please remember that at the end of the day, these are separate businesses on their own. And then comes the art. Yes, it is not fair, but it's also not for everyone. And that's okay. If you want to just film yourself painting and posting, that is awesome. Nothing's wrong with that. There is this YouTube channel, Nelly Sinelli. I think she started by posting reels on Instagram and now she has a YouTube channel. She is an example of just filming herself painting and posting that. But if you watch her videos closely, you'll quickly realize that behind that, there is this type of cozy content, a nice setup with some grainy textures alongside a beautiful illustration style that ties everything together. So study that and see what makes sense for you. But keep in mind that having a YouTube channel is gonna be a separate task on its own. It's also important to note that just because you don't draw as much for YouTube or your art business doesn't mean you don't get to draw at all. Here comes maybe the most important part, keeping a work schedule. I used to work so many hours and then realizing that I didn't have the time or the energy to do the things that I actually loved and wanted to do. This created so much frustration and it made me much less creative. Setting up some working hours and actually following through with that allowed me to regain some time for my passions, and that includes drawing. Also, allowing some time to just create illustrations for the fun of it, not having an end product in mind, it is so liberating. I think this is a natural thing that occurs when your passion is your job as well. The line gets really blurry and it can be hard to prioritize. Another thing that works is creating a task list. Yes, I know we all have endless lists, but this one is a bit different. You add the stuff you want to do for work and personal life. And at the end of the day, instead of looking at a list and beating yourself up for not crossing everything on it, you write instead what you accomplished. This might not seem like it's tied together, but it is. You see, when you feel like you haven't accomplished the things that work for work or important things to you, you might be tempted to just work more on those and not allow yourself to have fun, for example, drawing what you want, because you feel like you haven't earned it. And on that note, thank you for joining this conversation while creating a wintry illustration. Let me know in the comments if this should be on stickers, postcards, or book signs. And hope you enjoyed this rant. Till next time, bye!